What's up, everybody? I'm Jay Ray. I'm out here at my buddy Jay's house. He's got this Toyota Sequoia and a new ARB bumper that we're going to be putting on there. Well, it's not new, but it's new to him. So we're going to be putting this bumper on a Sequoia today. And the audio on this might not be as great because I don't have my microphones with me, but we're going to give it a shot. So here's the bumper he's going to be putting on. It's got a Warn Winch in it. This is a M8000. Of course, that makes the bumper a little heavy, so that's why he asked me to come over to help. So got fog lights in it already, and that's where it's going to be going, right here on the front of the Sequoia. So I'm going to start by popping off these little retainer clips on the front bumper cover. Get them out of the way. So this was already missing a clip on this one. So we pop this little piece of rubber off that were on the sides here. And now I think we gotta go underneath, unbolt some stuff. Now we got another clip right here inside the wheel well, probably on each side. And it looks like there might be some underneath too. And just using a flathead trying to get this little clip out of there. Sometimes they don't go the way they're supposed to. We got some more clips underneath along the front of the bumper here. Looks like quite a few, so we'll get these all pulled out next. Yeah, see, he's got that little slot on the side, just like the ones on top. There you go. Yeah, you thought you were bad at this. It wasn't even worse. Yeah, some of these don't want to go, so you just gotta kind of keep at it until they pop out.
Some of those are worse?
Yeah, I gotta get these screwed out of here on each side. There's actually three on each side. One right here, one right here that I just took off, and one on this other side right here. So three on each side under the fog lights. Yeah, once you get these three bolts loose, you can reach up in here, take this clip off the fog lights. Yeah, if you leave your vehicle sitting for a while out in the heat, you might get one of these in there.
Be on the fender, preferably a 10mm obviously, and a small 1/4" ratchet. Will be on both sides.
So this was sticking on something that we just figured out on this side. You got a little clip down inside here. Not sure if you can see it, but you gotta kind of get behind the fender right there. And just
You're gonna go down and then out and then out.
Pull it to the front.
All right.
So what do you think, Jay? Is that one a little bit heavier than the ARB bumper?
Oh, it's very heavy, extremely.
So now we got the old bumper cover off. So we got that foam piece right there that was on the front of the bumper. Here is a little pad. It just pushed right into these holes, and if you look down in there, you got a bolt right there, and one down here on either side of this front original bumper that we need to get pulled off. Alright, so we were looking at this before we pulled this bumper off, and we got these two bolts here holding these lines on right here. It's probably a transmission line for the cooler, and we also got a couple bolts down here we're going to take off from underneath to the skid pan. So get those off, get these off right here, and then take these 4 bolts that are in front of the bumper holding it on. So we got a 12mm socket they were going to be taking these bolts off right behind these lines right here on top.
It was not a 10.
So we got those 3 bolts underneath. They're also a 12, but we're going to go make it a little easier on ourselves. Use the impact gun on these. Yeah, now we're going to be using a 14mm deep socket, and inside these holes right here on either side, you got some nuts in there. It's got studs in there, so it shouldn't fall just when taking the nuts off, but I'm gonna kind of hold a little bit of pressure on this side just to make sure. And here it comes. All right, the old bumper is all the way off. So when you're putting these brackets on, you gotta get in here and get this nut started. You gotta kind of put your hand in there and do it like this. I got it as tight as I can go by hand, so we're gonna have to try to figure out how to get a wrench in there, a socket or something, get that one tightened up. And the other one, it's not too bad because it's underneath here. You can actually get a socket on there pretty easy for that one.
I found out how.
Found out this socket and wrench here fit the deep socket. It's at 14, but you gotta kind of sneak it in there and get it on that nut. Yeah, we got 2 bolts to go in here. Now this already had threaded nuts on the frame right there. So we just have to put these bolts in, the washers. And make sure you get everything in there and snugged up before you tighten anything down real hard in case you need to make some adjustments. So these two take a 17mm socket right here. Don't want to get them too tight, but snug it up. Alright, we got these snugged up. We don't want to tighten anything too much till we get the bumper actually on there and bolted up. I like to wait till we get all the bolts in place and then torque everything down. We got to get these little plastic clips off right here though, because we got that rubber that's going to sit up underneath here under this lip. There's a 10mm socket. Pull these off.
Ta-da!
So this clip on the back was holding it in. Holy. So Jay was just griping about this Toyota making parts. 18-year-old truck, the plastic don't break on it. He said, why don't they make them cheap like Ford's? So the question is, do we cut this inner fender liner right here? The only way I can think, maybe cut it down the seam right here, cut it along here, come under here, and cut it along this edge right here, so that this isn't sticking out below that bumper when we get it installed. So we're going to take a look at that probably after we set this up on those brackets and see how it looks. Alright, for those of you who's going to ask, here is a picture with the model number of this ARB bumper. Alright, well, we got the bumper set on the brackets, and I got a bolt in on either side to hold it in place. You can see it right there. Got one on this side as well. But the problem we're having is right here. This piece of metal coming down from the factory. Looks like we're gonna have to bend for sure, at least this section of it. Either bend it in or cut this off a little bit so that we can get this bumper to go up straight. So it looks like the best thing to do would be to cut this bracket right here. Just cut it straight down right here and then cut this off. But if you do that, then you'll have to get some paint and paint it and try to match the body so that it won't rust. But this is what we're trying. Just beating it with a piece of wood, try to bend that up.
This has to go inside, while this shouldn't, in theory, sit flush inside here. If you don't do this in 30 minutes, you guys are weak.
All right, we got the bumper on, guys. So here's the bumper. We got the wires routed through there. We routed them next to the radiator. I'm not sure if you can see it down there, but routed them next to the radiator. Come through, pulled them up. Now you can route it a different way and hook it up differently if you want to, but this is what we did. So we got the positive here, we got the negative right here on this bolt. And here's the winch. So let's go ahead and hook up this winch, make sure it's working, and we'll show you guys. So what we gotta do is pull this little cover off right here to keep rain out from the connection. Hook up the connector. Yep, make sure it's tight. Alright, let's go ahead and I'll grab that if you want to run that out. Hey guys, we got the bumper installed. We got the amber lights working on it. The fog lights for some reason are not coming on. We'll have to figure that out later. It's starting to get late here, but got the main part done. We got the bumper on. We got the winch working, and the amber lights are working. So at least we got those.